Hi, everybody. Hello, and welcome. We're going to be doing another movie Q&A, movie discussion, movie shoot the crap, all that kind of stuff. Anything that we can think of to talk about, anything if anybody is to join us here will help us out with. You can make comments, let us know what you think. I see we got some people showing up already, watching already. And of course, I'm here with Tom Hunyadi and the looks like Frozen Tim Allen, and it's not the same Tim Allen from the TV show, you know. So I don't know. Tim's internet is acting up. That may happen from time to time. That's okay. Tim can just either come in or out if he's able. Should I remove Tim, or Tim, you're going to remove yourself? It must be
I don't know.
something
It's a
I
good
said.
prop. It's a good prop there.
you know. But
Mm.
I know not a lot of people are here yet. If I start talking about this, people are going to tell us this like we didn't know. But Tom informed me, right, Tom, when you got here.
Yeah,
I didn't know. Just found out that
just
Kirstie
found out.
Alley has died.
Yes,
You know,
71 years old. Short battle of cancer, from my understanding. And
yeah,
yeah, it's sad. You know.
yeah. That's very sad. That's one that hits me hard. I mean, whenever there's somebody that you grew up with,
Right,
and of course, Tom was saying about first time you saw her.
right. First time I saw her would have been in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and and then going into Cheers, and then Look Who's Talking. So she had been busy, for a while. She had a bunch of bit parts early on, and then once she was established as a comedic actress in Cheers, then her career took off then. So, but
Yeah, and that is a tough loss for me. Uh, feel like I say I kind of grew up with her. I actually got to meet her once. Back when I was going
oh,
to
cool.
try to meet celebrities for autographs. I went to the David Letterman show, and she was there, and I
Mm.
took a photo with her. Well, of her. I was not in the photo with her, but I took a nice photo of her, and she posed nice. It was a nice pose, and I got an autograph. So yeah, that was So rest in peace, Kirstie Alley.
Yeah,
And I seen people are showing up here, Woodland Goblin and Kimba,
Kimba.
Jeff Lebowski here. So anybody have any movie talk? I know every time we do one of these, because we haven't amassed a huge audience or anything for these yet. On my movie channel. Uh, Scotty's here. Uh, you know, we can talk about anything relating to films and stuff. Now, as far as Kirstie Alley movies, do I know any? You said about Star Trek
Well,
2 and
you've got Star Trek 2, and then you got the Look Who's
Look
Talking
Who's Talking.
trilogy.
Oh, I thought of
So
one I do like though.
yeah.
I think she's got a scene. There's a movie called Loverboy. You ever
Mm,
see that about the guy? Who's the guy?
no,
Is it Patrick Dempsey who delivers
Patrick Dempsey
pizza?
probably.
It's a
Yeah,
comedy, and
yeah.
I think she's one of the women, one of the
Mm,
housewives or older women that this young person delivers pizzas to.
mm.
And from what I remember, he has his flings with these people. And if I remember, Carrie Fisher is one of them. I
Mm.
think Kirstie Alley was another one. She dances with. She does a dancing scene, if I remember correctly. I
Really?
enjoyed that movie actually. I might
Mm.
check it out. I think Vic Tayback from Alice is in there too. So
Well, yeah, I'm looking up a few things. There's also, oh, that's great, Kimba. I'm glad you liked it. So it's a
did not
long one.
did
It's
not
more of a
like it.
talkie. Yeah,
Did not
it's
no
more
did not like
talkie
it.
than.
Well,
Are
she
you
didn't
listening?
like it.
Oh, she did. Oh, that's what I
Sorry.
get for reading so fast. But sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I didn't
But
see it though yet.
yeah, but she's got the sibling rivalry, and then she deconstructing Harry, the Woody Allen film. So she did quite a few things.
Listen, Kimbo, when you order the pizza, like in that movie, I think if I remember correctly, whenever they order extra anchovies, that's the signal that you want to use. Okay,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly with that comedy. So,
Hmm.
oh, you didn't like the CGI in there, huh?
Yeah, it's the aging with with the three. was not the best. It's not the best at all.
CGI with a passion.
And the yeah, and then there's a couple scenes with De Niro where he's playing a younger person, but then he's kicking a guy on the ground, and you can tell that him being almost 80 years old that he doesn't do it very well. So yeah, absolutely. I,
So you could tell it doesn't look right in that case, Tom, huh?
right. Yep. Hmm.
Well, Jeff loved The Irishman anyway. Yeah, talking
Excellent.
about Kirstie Alley, yeah, in
Yep.
Star Trek Two,
Track
Wrath of Khan.
two.
Is that the
Yep.
one when he gives her the mind? Was it her that he gives the mind meld to? No, no, no. There's
Mm-mm.
another woman. It's Kim Cattrall, I think, gets the mind
Yeah.
meld in one of the movies. She plays a Vulcan, Kirstie Alley, in Star Trek Two.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm. Right. Yeah, it was a very big budget. I think it was like over $200 million.
Whoa, wee! Sounds like
Yeah.
a baseball player's salary or something.
There you go.
There we go. Bet you didn't know her
There
name
we
was
go.
Christy, did you? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yes, Elder. Sadly we know all too well. Yes, indeed. So anyway, anybody see any good movies lately?
Hmm.
Hurry up, say something.
Yeah. No, I mean, I
Hmm.
watched a couple. I've said before, Burt Lancaster is one of my favorite actors. So I got a couple of his films on Blu-ray recently. One called "Come Back, Little Sheba," and the other one called "The Rose Tattoo." And watched those recently. And actually watched. I watched another one today too. No, I can't remember. Oh,
Today.
Lonely Hearts. Lonely Hearts
Oh,
with my other favorite actor, Montgomery Clift.
yeah, I actually like the Mash movie myself, Jeff.
Mhm.
You know, I do. It's another one of those things. I think that a lot of people think. Again, once the TV series kind of like supplanted it, it was kind of like a lot of people went back to the movie and didn't like it as much. But I really liked it.
Yep.
You know, as for me, I was gonna watch more highbrow stuff today. This afternoon, I put on The Brain That Wouldn't Die, and I fell asleep. But I expected to fall asleep. There's a difference. I didn't get much sleep last night. No, no. This time I expected it because I was I went out to hang out at my record store. I was really feeling lousy today. I mean, some days
Mm.
I feel great now, but I mean I sometimes I feel like I've been beaten up with. I tell you, I'm all right now, but last week I was in
There
rough
you
shape.
go.
I tell you, it ain't easy
There you
being
go.
me. I know respect at all. But I do.
Hmm.
What happens is sometimes I wake up. I feel like, oh man, I feel like I got beaten up with a baseball bat. I just feel so out of it. Oh, and I was like that all day into the afternoon, and then I came home at 2 o'clock, and I just said, just gonna put a movie on, knowing I'm gonna use it to fall asleep to. And
Hmm.
the credits were on, and I was like, I wasn't even gonna. I could have just, I could have just went to bed. I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, but hello, yeah, Danny. Hello, Danny.
Hello, Danny.
Uh,
Hello, Danny.
what is that from?
So
The
you
Shining.
enjoyed it, man.
Oh, it's funny.
Mm.
Oh, the brain that wouldn't die. Well, I'd seen it before, but not in many years. But we've been watching lately. I did pick up a lot of used on DVD. What do you
Mm.
call it? Dean Martin roasts, and I
Uh,
picked up a bunch of those. And my girlfriend and I have been watching those. We watched Betty Davis get roasted, Telly
mhm.
Savalas. We watched get was some other ones too. Like Sammy Davis Jr. Yeah, it was fun. Hey, we got Robert S. here joining us there.
Mr. Mr. Skewer music.
Oh, Rob.
That's interesting.
I saw a good movie a couple days ago that has been on my list for a long time, but I've heard it was hard to watch. So I it's not my thing usually, but I watched it anyway, and it wasn't nearly as hard as I thought. It was a great film, Old Boy. You ever heard
Oh
of
boy,
Old Boy?
yes. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. Well, now this wasn't the Spike Lee remake, right? This was the
No,
original.
no, this is the original. I'm pretty sure it's a
Yeah.
Korean film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
and it
there's
was a
some.
really, really, really good film.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Matter of fact, I
it's
don't think I've seen it since like a year or two when it first came out, but I definitely need to see it again. But yeah, I mean, there are some disturbing scenes in there for sure.
oh, oh yeah, but
Oh.
it wasn't. I expected an out and out horror film, which isn't my thing at
Mm-hmm.
all, but it wasn't that. So I
Right.
was pretty
You
happy
notice,
with that.
folks, the name of this channel is Mayo After Dark, and I got the green face and the blood coming down. And I got two guys that they're not big horror guys, but we don't just talk about horror movies. We talk about anything,
Well, this
you
is
know,
this is horror in just in a different
Yeah,
way.
in a
yeah, it's
different kind
horror
of
in a
horror.
different way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's you'd find this in the horror section of a movie store,
Oh
but
yeah. Yeah.
it's it's
It's kind of, you know,
different.
you haven't seen the audition yet, though, have you? Which is another, you know, pretty horrific, you know, violent scenes
Hmm.
in there as well, kind of like on the same vein as Old Boy, but yeah, it's pretty gross.
Well, a lot of what I watch are revisits. I mean, I revisited Marathon Man. I watched that again. Pulled out my Blu-ray,
Mm.
and I watched Deliverance again, which
Mm.
is a kind of a horror of its own kind of movie too.
Oh yeah.
Point,
So
point,
I
point.
revisited those. Yeah, good old Ned Beatty, boy.
Oh boy.
Things you do for
Yeah.
be famous.
Uh,
What did he say at the end there? I don't think I ever want to see you guys again, or something like
Yeah,
that.
not forget
Something
something
to
like
that
that.
effect.
I think he says, "I don't think I'll be seeing you for a
See
while,"
you
or
guys
something like
for
that.
a while
I
there.
don't know if, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Burt Reynolds is really good. That's Burt Reynolds probably his best
Yeah.
movie. You know,
Maybe.
I, I don't know. Sharky's Machine, maybe. I haven't seen Sharky's Machine in ages. I saw it in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Nobody
I saw that
leans
at
on Sharky's Machine.
drive-in.
Uh,
Hmm.
well, I remember what I remember is Rachel Ward, and I think that was
Mm.
her name.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I think I got Sharky's Machine.
Nobody
Yeah.
leans on Sharky's Machine.
Yeah.
Like
I saw it with a double feature, and I can't. I'm trying to remember what the other
Mm.
movie was. I think it was another Burt Reynolds movie, but I can't
Mm.
remember what one.
Well, as I say, that just happens to be the in the Deliverance. That just happens to be the reason why they have an encounter and have to defend themselves and kill somebody. It could have been any reason. That's
Mm.
the reason they made it. But and it, you know. Oh yeah. Well, I don't think I can help you out. Either one of you guys can recommend a Christmas Hallmark movie.
Ah.
I think he's joking.
I
I'm
know he's
I
afraid.
hope
joking.
he's
I know
joking.
this is not. This is you got to understand. When we do these are supposed to be for keeps and to have a really intelligent conversation. Yeah, but that don't really work out all the time
That
because
does.
not a lot of people here.
But
You
Yeah,
can't have an
definitely.
there is
intelligent.
actually
Can't,
one, but I can't think of the name of it. I can never remember. It might be called Christmas Day. It's Hallmark has shown the movie, but they didn't make it. It was an actual movie that was shown in a theater. It's an Anne Heche movie about somebody leaving a puppy on her doorstep. And it's actually a pretty good movie on Christmas Eve. It's actually a
okay.
pretty good movie. There. Look up Anne Heche and you'll
Um.
find it.
I'm thinking
Must I?
about going to see that. Yeah.
Babylon. What is Babylon?
Yeah. This is a Brad Pitt, Robbie Margot. Trailer's up
Oh,
on YouTube if you're curious about it.
Robbie. Oh, now you got me if she's in
Yeah.
it. But
But speaking of Bullet, I mean, somebody's bringing up Bullet. It was just announced that
yeah.
Steven Spielberg's going to be doing a remake of Bullet, which I'm not, too keen on. I wasn't really happy that he did a remake of West Side Story either.
I
But
mean,
he's
once in a
Spielberg.
while it works, once in a blue moon, right? I mean, I'm thinking of
Mhm.
titles, and I know I can't. Geez, what's the one? Oh, help me! The John Wayne one that they remade that was True Grit.
Oh, True Grit. True Grit. Yeah, yeah,
Y-
yeah. Coen Brothers.
Sometimes it works, but there's just certain movies, though, I think, and it's all subjective, that have their own personalities, their own
Right.
ambiance about them. And I use, like, Jaws, for example. Jaws is Jaws. If you try to remake Jaws, I don't think uh,
Hmm.
you could make a shark movie with different characters, maybe, but it still would be considered
Well,
like Jaws.
yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
Well, it's supposed to be an Exorcist movie. People are saying it's a remake, and I don't think it's a remake. I think it's a sequel, and it does have Ellen Burstyn in it, who's already
Mm.
filmed scenes last year for it.
Oh, before she passed,
I don't think she passed. Did she? Ellen
Ellen
Burstyn?
Burstyn.
I
Yeah.
don't. I don't know. Somebody check that. But she was, I think, she's 90 or around there, and I mean, Linda Blair's not in it, but which I don't understand. That I don't understand why there's never been an Exorcist. Since you're doing
Right.
sequels anyway, there's never
Right.
been like a how many years later,
Right.
with her, well, maybe she has a child or something. I don't know. Oh, Louise Fletcher. Maybe
Yeah. Yeah. The
maybe that's what you're
you
thinking
know,
of.
no, that's who she played in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
You're getting me
Or am I
mixed.
thinking that's who am I thinking of?
Yeah, I think Louise Fletcher and
It's,
Ellen Burstyn.
yeah.
You might be getting them. Louise Fletcher was in Exorcist
Yeah.
2 to
Right.
Heretic.
Okay. Okay. That's
Louise
who I'm thinking
Fletcher
of
was
then.
in
All right.
Over the Cuckoo's
Yeah.
Nest.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, got your blood vessel.
Okay. Thank you.
Just to clarify, yeah, Mr. Blood Vessel. Yeah, the copies are almost never as good. I mean, you do get times when they are as good or better. I mean, I did like Cape Fear with the De Niro in it. I liked it, but I liked
Hmm.
the original as well. So
They've
sometimes.
always made remakes, but now it seems that's all they make. All they make is remakes or comic book films. They don't make anything else.
Right. Or reboots, remakes, and
Yeah,
comic book. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
and
talking of. I never saw Boogie Nights. I know about it. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
love
the
Boogie
porn.
Nights.
That's the
well,
porn
Yeah.
Boogie
industry,
Nights
right?
was. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't. I think P.T. Anderson made better films than Boogie Nights, but Boogie Nights was good.
Right.
Well, I think that another good Burt Reynolds movie worth seeing was the last one he made, and I can't remember. It has two titles, different titles. I think one it was called The Last Movie Star or something like that, and it's the last movie he's in, and it's worth seeing. But
Mhm.
there's another title for it. I can't
Mm.
remember it. It's about. I think it's about he's like a has-been actor, right? And some people have a movie convention. I don't know if it's a horror convention or just general kind of convention, and they want him to appear there. And
Mm.
that's the gist of it. But it's pretty enjoyable.
Oh, The Longest Yard too.
Oh
That's
yeah, I
right.
forgot
Yeah.
about The Longest Yard.
Mhm.
Mm.
There's somebody that didn't like Boogie Nights.
Ah.
Well, the song's good.
Anyways, I'm a big PTA fan. The director of Boogie Nights. I love just about everything that he's done.
I
There's
haven't
no hunky
seen
actors.
everything, but I've seen a
Yeah.
lot.
Kimball
Mm.
wants more hunky actors in their 40s and 50s making good movies.
Okay. Fair
No,
enough,
it's not
Kimball.
just you. They mostly want kids. I say kids. To me, they're kids. 20 somethings, 30 somethings. But
Right.
Tom and I were discussing though. Check out our Soylent Green discussion. We talked about the 50. No, it'll be 50th anniversary next year of
Right.
Soylent Green. But anyway, we did a Soylent Green discussion, and I was thinking, as much as I love Charlton Heston, that's an example Soylent Green is of a case where they could have, in my opinion, used a young actor. I think the
Mm.
role in Soylent Green was more suited to
Right.
like a 21-year-old, 23-year
Yeah.
old, something like
Right.
that. Heston was pushing 50, just about to turn 50.
Right.
You know, well, that wasn't just about it. He was 49 when they shot it, but whatever.
Hmm.
So yeah, that role was about somebody young who didn't remember old times. You know. Okay.
Yeah, because when you're watching the film, when you're watching Soylent Green, and you see Charlton Heston, obviously, it's harder to believe that he doesn't remember, all these things
Yeah.
that Edward G. Robinson is telling him that that he remembers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I just put that up just for this, just for that, and I'll I got a couple other ones that are framed that I'll maybe do next time we do this. I'll put up a different one.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe well, you got to see the current younger crop when they get older. Who knows?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Brad Pitt still, what was Brad Pitt in his 50s? I think, isn't he?
Well,
Um,
everybody's getting older. That's all I know. And
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking Tom Hanks, but Tom Hanks is not a hunky guy.
no, and he's
I think
getting
Christian
really
Bale was
old.
pretty hunky in the Batman movies. Yes. Yes, I did.
You did. Hmm.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
What role does Harrison Ford play? He plays himself, but older. I
Yeah.
mean, Indiana Jones. He
Yeah.
plays
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
He's Indiana Jones. Absolutely.
But did he have him? What does it look like? Is he not going to be running around like he's like in his like 30 or something, right?
Oh
It's
no, no. Christian Bale has issues. All right, Kimba. All right. Well, we'll send out an email to all the Hollywood execs, and we'll tell them that Kimba wants more hunky leading males in their 40s and
Oh
50s.
yeah, I didn't see that comment yet. Yeah, I got to put it because I may turn this into a video. That's the thing too, and then I want to have if you start it into a video, you lose all the live chat comments. But as long as I put them
Uh,
on screen here,
right.
you'll keep them. Trailer looks great, huh? What do you think? I should take. Is that?
Yeah. No. It's yeah. Take a look at it. I mean, again, it's on YouTube. Anybody can see the trailer, and actually, there's there's actually a new one that just popped up last week, and it's called Cocaine Bear, which says it all, and it's pretty funny.
The
Oh well, there
Rock.
you go too. The Rock.
There's
Yeah,
your
Yes.
guy.
that's
There's a great acting.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's I find a lot of actors these days don't really act; they pose
Mm,
like they're models. They I don't see that much acting anymore.
mm.
Okay, The Hammer of the Devil's Ride Out. Is it the same edit as the U.S. The Devil's Bride? Uh, I don't know if it's the same edit or not. I don't know, but I think the Hammer one is I think is the way to go. If I remember correctly, the Hammer one, the Devil Rides Out, is the one you want. But I thought there was another title for a U.S., not the Devil's Bride. But I do remember hearing that Devil's Ride Out is the best version to have.
Mm.
Well, now you're talking
Gotcha.
my language here. Uh, City of the Dead. I know the opening dialogue is cut from Horror Hotel. Uh, yeah, no, nothing else is cut that I recall. I grew up with that movie as Horror Hotel. Yeah, and I love the movie. It's one of my all-time favorite horror films, bar none. Horror Hotel is great, and I like that title, even though I'm a stickler for original stuff. The original title is City of the Dead, but I grew up with it as Horror Hotel. Anyhow, yeah, they cut the dialogue in the U.S., but it actually works a little better in a way. I think
Mm.
without the dialogue explaining the characters. When you watch the original one, you if you never seen the movie, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But when you see the original cut with the dialogue in the way it's supposed to be, they say they're going to come back. Kind of these witches that are burned at the stake are going to come back, and then later on when they run the hotel, well, it's them because they said we're coming back. That's why they
Mm.
cut it out in America. They don't say what they don't vow vengeance. So, I don't. I think he's done with Rambo. Don't you think?
Uh, Possibly. We'll see. Favorite modern director? Yeah, for me it's Paul Thomas Anderson. I like Wes Anderson a lot as well. Those two I pretty much will see uh anything those two do.
I don't know of any like modern directors that's for me because I don't watch a lot of modern movies except I like Quentin Tarantino a lot and he's getting old too. But and his style is old. I mean, it seems like
He's a
I'm watching.
modern director, though.
Yeah,
I go
he's a lot of
Tarantino
director.
and Wes Anderson. I
Yeah.
love Wes Anderson.
Hmm.
Well, I need another view of this. Let's put it that way. How about you two? Carnival of Souls.
I tend to enjoy it. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I got it. It's part of the Criterion collection, and I've seen it quite a few times since I've owned it.
Yeah, I saw it once. I was bored out of my wits, and I knew the whole time. It's like I just bored out of my wits. That doesn't mean I don't like suggestive movies, like subtle movies like that are dreamy and they kind of got ambiance to them, and you don't have to have killings everywhere. But it just bored me anyway. But I
Mm,
think I want to try it again. Let's put it that way. You know.
hmm
I think it's a good
Um.
film.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm in the
Um,
minority on
I
that one.
don't,
That's for
I don't think it's any secret, the whole ending, but it's still a good film.
sure. Wow. I'm going to be
I
missing
think
comments.
I think Blood Vessel asked me if I saw the show called the Offer, which was
Oh, I'm sorry about
no, it's all right. It's I think it was a 10 episode series on Paramount Plus, and it's about the making of the Godfather film. It's not a documentary; it's an actual series with actors playing all the principals, and I thought it was excellent. So if you haven't seen it, if you have Paramount Plus, check out The Offer.
I do like the First Blood. And
Hmm.
I know I got on a kick where I was watching the sequels. I don't remember much about them, which says a lot, I guess. But I did like the one which was supposed to be the last one. Then he made another last one. The one that was just called Rambo.
Right.
I don't know what year that was, but it's recent, fairly recent. And then he made another one, which I haven't seen it yet. I got it in there. I was almost gonna watch Taxi Driver today, Tom. Almost. That was, but I knew
Almost.
I would have been asleep though. So that's for something like that. I can't fall asleep. That was. But anyway, I did like the Rambo. That's what I was trying to say. Check your brain at the door. It was just complete carnage all the
Yeah.
way through. For it was no story.
Mm,
It was no story. Just he's gonna come back, the old Rambo, older Rambo, old man Rambo, and he's gonna kill everybody. It was great. I thought for what it
mm.
was. Great's not the right word, but
Right. Yeah, I really enjoy the first Rambo. I've seen bits and pieces of 2 and 3 back in the day, but they really didn't do anything for me.
yeah, the whole dynamic in the first one was with this running with the cop.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
Brian Dennehy.
Brian
Brian
Denny.
Dennehy. Yeah.
That's what really makes it to me. It's great, and Stallone really looks good in that. I mean, and he's
Right.
good. And it's a great idea too. I mean, the
Right.
camouflaging himself, and he's going to go back to being a
Oh yeah.
war expert at defending himself and
Hmm.
attack. It's a great idea. They just did it over like 7 times or whatever they did it. However many times they did the sequels, it's like yeah, falling down. Sometimes I feel a little like that when I go in to get my breakfast or something, and I see the menu and
When you get your raw cheeseburger.
yeah, yeah, those bastards. Get my order right, because it's just one more of a million things.
Yeah,
Yes,
I should
I
check
like
out.
them too. Go ahead.
I should check them out.
Yeah, check them out. That's the one thing we could do. Maybe we could do show because I need to see them all again. Maybe that's a thing where
Mm,
we could do things. We could watch them as we go.
right.
But
Right.
I don't. I only have. Which ones do I own? I actually like five. Five is like considered the worst. I think it's the last one,
Mm,
and I just like it. Like I said, we talk about the same stuff all the time.
hmm.
Because it's like in that one, like he's older,
Right.
Charles Bronson, and it's like funny to see him like you gotta find other ways of like killing people and run, like poisoning their cannolis and things, which I think is I love that scene. And he like
Oh,
sneaks into the place, reading the newspaper. It's like just back behind the newspaper. But anyway,
why?
two. But I'm
Why do I
telling you,
feel
two is
like?
the one. Two is the one.
Yeah. Why
Don't
do I
touch
feel
two.
like one of them was made for TV?
No, I don't think they were.
No. Okay.
Did anybody see the Bruce Willis? Wasn't there a Bruce Willis remake?
Yeah, I didn't bother with that.
Didn't even know about it.
Yeah, that's how it is these days. You don't even know some of them.
Edward. Very funny.
Well, Kip has never seen the Godfather films.
Well,
Edwards did something.
that's a
I can't find
good deal right there. $3.
Oh
it. Did
yeah.
I like? Did I like all the Planet of the Apes? Don't get me started. I love the. I'm an apes fanatic. The apes, the science fiction are for me what the Beatles are the music for me. And I'm talking
Hmm.
about the first five I love, and then I hated that terrible Tim Burton blasphemy piece of garbage. And then I don't mind the new ones either, but I don't like them as much as the old because I have sentimental value. But I don't mind the three new ones. Even the CG I don't mind in the new ones because
Hmm.
if I miss something that and if I missed a question, guys, you could ask it. I just can't find it all the time. Hello, Daniel Bean. Uh, Watch two first, then one. What are we talking about? Watch Godfather 2
Oh,
first, then one?
Godfather.
Oh, no. So
I
watch
don't.
them in the order. You can watch them in the order. It doesn't matter. No, it's better to watch. No, two
Yeah.
and two. Don't watch two first under any circumstances because you no because if Pacino's character has to evolve, you got to see
Right.
the first one. You, I think you're talking about because of the intro. They do the stuff, the backstory with Vito, with the
With De
young
Niro's character.
De Niro. But no, hey, look, they came out one and two that way, and I still like one better anyway. But I like two as well, for sure. But yeah, yeah, the soccer ball is another good one. I don't want to ruin anything. I'm gonna cure your dandruff problem. He has that voice. The guy that has dandruff, he's complaining about dandruff and the whole thing, and then he's holding a ball that's like a bomb in it, and he goes, Bronson's got the remote control, and he's standing off to the side, he goes, I'm gonna cure your dandruff problem. And he blows, and he presses, and then he has the remote, the guy blows up holding a soccer ball.
Hmm.
Oh, God, I'm laughing. That's fun stuff's fun, man. Yes, there was a Planet of the Apes TV series, but it was short lived. Why was that, Tim?
Because they ran out of bullets.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
That's an inside joke, Clearco.
that's an inside joke. We had a guy up here once that said that's why they stopped making the show, because they ran out of bullets. I said, "What are you talking about?" He said the apes, the apes, the apes like used the bullets from the 20th century and ran out of them. I said, "No, they stopped making it because the ratings were poor."
Oh,
But
too
he
funny.
was serious. Oh, the cartoon sucks. Oh man, let me tell you. Ooh, I hate the cartoon.
All cartoons from that period were terrible. They're starting to computer generate everything, and it just didn't work yet.
Did anybody have worse luck than Paul Kersey? I don't know anybody. Everybody that he was either engaged to or dating or his family, everybody was raped and killed. It's like the
Hmm.
poor guy, man, never could catch a break. Leslie Ann Warren or whoever it is in the last one, it's like the guy puts a face to him with a bathroom glass. What the freak, man? He has no freaking luck, man. Oh, but there's
Well,
a thing. They could watch the Godfather saga, right? They put that they
right.
re-edited it.
That was for TV.
Yeah, but really don't. I really think you guys could have a different opinion, but I mean, I'm thinking just Godfather 1 and then Godfather
Mhm.
2 the way they were, the way they came out in
Right.
the theaters. You could do it the other way, the saga thing, where they re-edit it. But why do
Right.
that?
Yeah. Jeff asked about this movie right here, Once Upon a Time in America, and
Oh, Wolf of
asked if
Wall
we're gonna
Street.
get like 6 hours. But actually, I mean this version right here, there's two different versions on it. One is the 4.5 hour version, which I think is the closest we're ever gonna get to, uh, you know, the original full length cut that he filmed over a year. So.
And this one here.
Oh, the film is awesome. Yeah, no, I love With the Wall Street. Maybe it would have made a nice TV series, like a 10 episode season. But no, I think the movie's fantastic. I think that it's good the way it is. Well,
Was it?
they
Yeah,
had a
good.
3 movie deal with United Artists, and the ideas came up, but nothing came to fruition. So
Yeah, the Beatles rejected every idea they were
Weren't they
given.
talking
yeah.
about a
I'm
western at one
assuming they were
point?
bad.
Well, it was presented, but I mean, with it would have been with John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart, but no, it didn't materialize.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, and they cut things
Oh
out
yeah.
too. Just cut things out. But
Hmm.
now it's what's the other way. So you go from one extreme with nothing to one extreme where everything and nothing man, everything goes. They used to cut the Three Stooges because they didn't want to show you them poking kids' eyes out and stuff, poking each other's eyes out. Kids would go around
Oh,
poking their classmates' eyes out. Super Friends.
Oh yeah, I was a huge Super Friends fan. But I
Oh
was
yeah.
I was more of the fan later on when they had the Wonder Twins. I wasn't really necessarily a fan when they had, but the two kids and the dog.
Yeah. I'm not. That's not my thing. I don't really know it.
No, no, I have not seen that.
I've seen a couple of them. I've seen the one with Russ Meyer. I
Hmm.
may have seen one or two more.
I love me the Big Lebowski. Yeah, it would have been lame, in my opinion.
What's this question? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Oh, the LP. To
Oh, the
accompany the
LP.
film.
No, not the
I
LP.
don't think so.
I
I have
have
to
like a
check my
Burl
Christmas.
Ives compilation of Christmas songs, but it's not
I
the
have
actual.
it. I
Yeah.
have an original.
Oh, cool.
Because I had a reissue and I sold it because I found an original. Guess how much I paid?
Dollar.
No,
69
29
cents at
cents.
the 29
29
cents.
cents. Everybody knows
I
I
had the
paid
9
29
right.
cents.
Oh,
You know?
the 29-cent ones.
Um, I
I don't know
maybe. I
about
mean,
that.
Mick Jagger became a fine actor, but I'm happy with what happened.
Yeah.
Like as you see the poster behind me.
Yes, Robert. We feel very bad about that. We mentioned it at the top of the show. Yeah, Kirstie Alley. For anybody just
Yeah.
tuning in, is died at 71 years. Yeah, it's another shocker. That's another one you don't expect. I'm like, wow, I didn't expect to
Mm,
hear that. And she's been sick right for a short time.
yeah. Yeah, I've seen Performance with Mick Jagger. It's pretty good. Yep. Pretty good.
Yeah,
No.
Children of
The
Stone,
only
right?
the only BBC miniseries that I've ever watched was I Clock Claudius.
I still haven't watched. Are you surprised? The girl can't help it yet. But
Oh really?
that's earlier, right? But
Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
but
That's a great film.
Most of those other movies stink. These other ones, these rock films and whatever. I mean,
I,
most of. Good.
when I was a lot younger, I tried watching the Dave Clark 5 film once, and I thought at the time it was so bad I couldn't get through it. I'm sure I'd watch it now and enjoy it, but
Yeah,
then
there's a couple of. I like Herman's Hermits music, but the movies I've seen are pretty crappy. And there's one called "Get Yourself a College Girl" is another one I think that stinks. A lot of those are pretty bad. I think that's one of the reasons why the Beatles were afraid of the hard day of a Hard Day's Night. They didn't want it to be like a crappy film,
well, yeah,
but
that's
it went.
why with what was going on with Elvis and everything. That's why they kept rejecting scripts and things because they didn't want to be in
Yeah.
some stupid.
Yep. Bob McGrath of Sesame Street. I think it
Yep.
was 40 plus years.
Hmm.
Um, performed on Sesame Street. Sad. This wasn't about the Muppets for me. I loved all of the real life people when I watched Sesame Street as a kid. Yeah.
I'm kind of too old for Sesame Street. I
Yeah.
mean, I know who they were, but
Yeah, I remember
as
him
a
from when I
10-year-old when
started.
it debuted or whatever, I wasn't.
I I think yeah, I remember some early ones, but I think
I
yeah,
mean, it didn't debut till '69, and I don't even
Right.
think we got it where I was till '70 or '71, and I would
Mm.
have been, 9 by that time, and I'm not really watching Sesame Street at 9.
I've never seen Candy. That's one of the Ringo movies
No.
I've never seen.
Oh,
Oh, well,
Candy's
see,
good, but you need to see the unedited cut. You can watch
right.
it free on streaming all over the place, but it's the edited
Yeah.
version.
Some interesting cameos in that one, especially Brando. But yeah, Ringo as a Mexican gardener. Yeah, Viva Zapata!
Yeah.
Still got to see Blind Man, don't you? I mean, that's worth
Oh yeah, I
seeing.
haven't seen. Yeah, I haven't seen Blind Man.
That's so outrageous to see Ringo in a
Yeah.
role like
There's two
that.
versions of that too. There's a cut version and an uncut, and you need to see the uncut of
Okay.
that too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping it comes out
Not
on
a while
Blu-ray soon.
Ringo's version movies are cut, but they
Mm.
all seem to be cut.
I know
Yeah,
Mel Evans has a small part in Blind Man.
I don't remember him, but
Mhm.
that's
yeah,
not
maybe it was cut.
surprising.
Yeah, maybe it was
If I don't
cut.
no, because I've seen both versions, but if I don't know somebody's there, I usually miss them.
Jeez. See, this is what we're talking about. You can't have an intelligent conversation while Woodland's around.
Yeah, Woodland. Come on, man.
The Beatles in one of their 1964 interviews, I'm sure it's on the BBC album because it was a BBC interview, said, we they're asking them about acting, the Hard Day's Night thing, and they all said basically, should leave acting to actors.
Mm.
And I couldn't agree more with that. They were all like, we were terrible. They should leave the acting to actors.
No, I don't know about them all being
Well,
terrible.
no,
I think
they were being, humble and blah blah, but they have a
yeah,
point.
Ringo was pretty good
Yeah, I
in Hard
mean,
Day's Night anyway.
yeah, I think they were better in A Hard Day's Night than Help, to be honest. The acting.
Well, they're talking about the comedy with the Marx Brothers, like just being comical. I think, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, this was pre. People got to realize this was pre Monty Python. You didn't have comedy like this. The Goon Show was around. That was the closest thing to what the
Hmm.
Beatles were doing.
Greatest
Yeah,
Western.
I love Shane. I love Johnny Guitar. There's quite a few westerns that I
I
Johnny
like.
really really
Guitar's
love.
great. Nobody ever talks
Yeah.
about that film.
No one talks about Johnny Guitar. Sterling Hayden, the
Um,
great Sterling Hayden.
I like High Noon. Uh,
Yeah, I know.
uh, and I always say Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid is my favorite if they consider that a West. That's more like a comical buddy movie, really, in a
Yeah.
Western setting. But I kind of like that's my. Oh, Westworld is my favorite Western, by the way. But and I did see like Once Upon a Time when I was once upon a time when I was watching a lot of different kinds of movies and getting an education of it. I saw the Clint Eastwood Unforgiven, which I liked. Uh, I remember seeing The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. I liked that.
Hmm.
That's good.
So,
That's a
For
good
me, The
one.
Searchers is my number one. Always will
Oh,
be. Hang 'em High.
Hang 'em High is
And
good. Real
the
bro. Yeah.
fourth film in the Man with No Name series, but the Man with No Name isn't in it. Duck You
Right.
Sucker
Duck, you
or A
sucker.
Fistful of
Yep.
Dynamite. That is
Yep.
an underrated film. That is a fantastic movie.
Jess Franco is one of the worst. Was one of the worst directors ever. Okay,
Mm,
he's known as one of the worst. But I like a lot of bad movies. But I had to sit through a lot of those because I had a friend who, at the time, he was into all those kind of things. I saw a lot of bad ones in the boring bad sense, dull. But I happen to like one of his woman in prison films. Now we're getting a little risque territory here. Some people may have seen this. Not just Franco, but there was a series called Ilsa. So I'm going to say
hmm.
ILSA. There's a lot of nudity and stuff in that. Okay, I'll leave it
Right.
at that. Try to keep this clean. But he did one. Just Franco did one of them, and I think it was called the Ilsa, the Wicked Warden. I think is the
Mm.
name of his, which I think was really pretty good. If
I
that
didn't know
kind of
that was a
thing.
Jess Franco film. I've seen all the Elsa films.
No, but they're not. The other one, there's one of them that he did one of them that was not. It's like not part of the series, but a knockoff kind of thing. I think Diane Thorne is still in it though. What do you think of the Ilsa movies, by the way?
I think the
I've only
first
seen
one is
one.
good. The other ones are
Mm.
just sort of retreading the first one.
But all I care about is you know what. Oh,
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
it's good stuff like that. Trash. Good if you like that stuff, guys. But yeah, but as far as a good Jess Franco film, there's some the people like. I think with one with Christopher Lee, El Conde Dracula, also is more commonly known in the states anyway as Count Dracula,
Mm,
is probably his best movie, and that's not saying much because it's still kind of dull. But it's got
mhm.
Christopher Lee in it, and it's very close to Bram Stoker's novel, which is more than I could say for that Coppola Dracula. You know, so I think that yeah, that's probably one. But it's boring. That's their CD.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, oh yeah, well, I like Django. Is Django considered a western? I'm trying to remember.
Sure.
Django Unchained.
Yeah, Django is good.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like that. Django
Could
Unchained. It's what
probably even
the Eastwood.
yeah. Could probably even
Eastwood.
call the
Jesus.
Hateful Eight a western.
Excuse me. Tarantino.
Mm.
Ugh. So,
Oh boy,
uh,
Edward. Edward's got a tough one there at the bottom.
I'm getting there. It's easy for me.
Yeah. I
Favorite
go back
actress?
and forth a
Everybody.
lot. You know.
I have either Meryl Streep or and Betty Davis are my first two.
Yeah. Yeah. For the longest time, it was Betty Davis, and then Meryl Streep. But now I've been on a big Myrna Loy kick lately, and I think
Oh,
she's wonderful. Same with Barbara Stanwyck. I think Barbara Stanwyck was an amazing actress.
She'd be high on my list. I don't know
Yeah.
who else though. Sure, there's somebody.
there you go. You said it, Blood Vessel.
Um, who- I can't think of her name because I'm old.
Well, it's good to know that I'm not
Oh
alone.
man, I can't. It'll come
Uh,
to me, but I can't think of her name right
Yeah.
now.
Doris Day people.
Hmm.
I
Interesting.
actually like Doris Day films, but I don't know that she was a fantastic actress.
No, Winona Ryder is not a good actress, but I always like to look. I mean, I like that look. But the thing is, I'm glad she was in the Dracula movie, but I really wanted her in Godfather 3. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's what I wanted. Yeah. Oh, I if I tell I fell asleep again. I watched the beginning of I watched the beginning of the Automat, and I'm like, I don't know. It's not what I expected. I didn't expect Mel Brooks to be like fronting it, and I didn't expect that it was. I saw like the talk before it started, and there was like a young girl in the 20s. Like that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's a male or female or young or old. That's not what I'm getting at, I guess. But I guess I thought she seemed like somebody that was interested in the history is why she made it. I guess it's not. That's what am I even complaining? Doesn't matter why she was interested in doing the film, but I didn't know it was somebody so young made it. I never got through the first 10 minutes. Let's put it that way. But I did tune in that night. The last time we talked about it, I did go home and tune in.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
just
good.
remembered Shirley MacLaine, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
really
Ah, very
because of two movies. It's because of The
The
Apartment and The
Apartments.
Trouble with Harry. I just love
Okay.
her so much in both of those movies.
I thought you were going to say Terms of Endearment.
No, I'm not sure I've even ever seen it.
Oh man, you want to cry? You want a good cry?
Although,
Watch Terms of Endearment.
Oh wait a minute, did I walk
what
out of that? No, no, no. Oh no, I didn't
what's
walk out of
the
that.
what's the one that Carrie Fisher wrote? She was good in that actually.
Oh, is
Um,
that that's not
with
the
Meryl
one with
Streep. With Meryl Streep,
oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't
and I only
Postcards
watched
or
it like
something like that.
2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
and I already can't think of it because I'm old now.
'cause you're old. Yeah.
We talked about falling down. I don't remember. I didn't like it so much. I didn't like where
It's
it went.
it's
I
too
liked the
over
beginning.
the top. When he
Mm.
blows up that the construction site or whatever, they're digging that tunnel and he takes a bazooka. It's too, he didn't have to do that. It could have been more realistic and it would have been better.
Yeah, thanks there, RGB. Postcards from the Edge.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yes, I'm back. Yeah, I remember there was a time I was watching all the Meryl Streep movies. I mean, I was watching anything with her in it, but then it got hard to watch some of those. Like I went to the movie theater to see Plenty. I'm like, what the heck? It's like, this wasn't my
Oh, what's the
topic.
one she did with Goldie Hawn and
Oh, I love that movie. Death Becomes Her.
Beth Becomes Her? Yeah, Bruce Willis. Yeah, I did not like that one.
No, I think it's great. And Bruce Willis. That's the. I didn't see everything Bruce Willis ever did. I saw
Hmm.
enough. That's the best acting job I've ever seen him do, playing a geek or a nerd. It's so like out of character is why I liked him in it.
You might have been the only one that gave it a favorable review.
Why? People just should I use the old people don't get it routine line that people use?
Maybe.
It's supposed to be a
Yeah,
black
maybe.
comedy. What do they want from it? It was a black comedy. What did they want from it?
Uh, Laughs.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. No, there was laughs in it. Sorry, quite a few as a matter of fact. They look pretty good.
Yeah, the two films that made me cry probably every time that I've seen it was in Terms of Endearment and then the World According to Garp with Robin Williams.
Uh, Here we go. I thought you hate comedy with horror. I hate horror movies that are afraid to be horror movies and have to be comedy. You know what I'm trying to say? That's a comedy. That's an all-out comedy. Death Becomes Her. And there are exceptions anyway. I love when people try to nail you to something, and there are exceptions to every rule anyway. But I just don't like horror films that don't take themselves seriously. And before anybody says it, I do love Bride of Frankenstein. That's a horror film that doesn't take itself seriously.
Mm.
But you know,
But the ones like Bubba Hotep or Maniac Cop where it's got a little
well,
bit of humor in
no,
it,
I
you
don't.
know.
I don't know. Maniac Cop is complete horror as far as I'm concerned. My
Okay.
opinion. As far as Bubba Hotep, I saw that too, but don't remember. But that's a spoof. That's a complete.
Yeah, that's
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
comedy.
more
fundamental
spoof.
comedy
Yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So and then another thing. What else? Trying to think of other ones. Like I hate Evil Dead 2. Hate it.
Oh,
Stupid. I hate Brain Dead, otherwise known as Dead Alive. I think
mm,
that's Peter Jackson.
yeah. What about
What
Bad
about
Taste? Did you see Bad Taste?
after I see a box, I'm laughing at somebody's comment. Preach it, Mayo.
Uh,
I get crazy. Leave the stickers out of it. I don't mind. What do you call it? Comic relief. Comic relief is great. That's why I wasn't too big on Freddy Krueger. He's so much of a clown, And I love
yeah.
Jason kicking his ass in Freddy versus Jason, or vice versa sometimes. Both of them kicking each other's ass.
Yeah, see, Warhol's Dracula should never been called Warhol's,
Yeah, it's
Blood for
not.
Dracula. It's not a Warhol production at all.
Yeah, it's blood for Dracula.
Yeah, and the same for Flesh for Frankenstein too. That was called Andy Warhol's Flesh for Frankenstein, and
Yeah,
he didn't have anything to do with it.
just marketing.
Yeah, people say I should watch Breaking Bad. Yeah, there's just so much shit to
Yeah, I
watch.
would recommend Breaking Bad to you, Joe.
What do you think I like about it?
The chemistry between the two male leads. I just think it's well written, great dialogue. It's nice action, some nice action scenes between
I saw.
you know.
I'm sorry. One scene I saw come up. Sometimes in the shorts things come up
Mhm.
like different scenes, and I don't know. What was the Wayne guy? Cranston? Is that him?
Yeah, Bryan Cranston.
And there was some guy was threatening somebody in the desert or something. He was going to kill him
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
something. And what the hell happened? And he did something to him. I forgot what they did. Uh, I can't remember it. I'm getting old, right, Tim?
Yeah,
No. Yeah, the original Wicker Man, Christopher Lee.
Yep. That man did a lot of movies.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Okay. I don't know that film.
Oh, okay. Is that like a horror Christmas film?
I don't know. I know I saw Dial M for Murder, but can't remember it.
well, Dial M for
That
Murder is
was
great.
yeah. It's
It's
like it's mid-tier Hitchcock to me.
it's it it's not shot great, and it's not shot great because it was shot in 3D, and then they've gone back and made it non 3D, so it doesn't look as good as
Hmm.
other Hitchcock films. But I think otherwise, it's really good.
Well, another one I found duller than dishwater. I still got to see it again.
Vertigo, Vertigo,
I,
baby.
I'm willing to give it another view, but boy, if I find it
Oh,
dull the second time,
I said it before.
What
I
about?
never liked it, and then I saw its restoration debut. It was in Washington
Hmm.
D.C. at the Uptown Theater, and I was there, and I saw it on a huge curved screen in 70
Same
millimeter,
here.
and
Yep.
it changed my mind.
Yeah. I mean,
just
there's
goes to
that
show
one
you.
little. Yeah. I mean, there's that one little scene where he's falling, and it's got the circles, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
I mean, that's goofy. Yeah. But the rest of the film is top notch Hitchcock.
yeah.
Frenzies. I saw Frenzy too on a big.
Yeah.
Well, that one I saw on a big screen. Yeah, I like
I've
Frenzy. I don't think it's
I've
as great
been.
as some others.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay. His after everything after Psycho is lesser
Right.
Hitchcock, in my opinion. Well, after the Birds,
Yeah.
anyway. But even the Birds isn't as good as Psycho.
The Birds
He's
is my
already went
favorite.
downhill.
The Birds is more horror. It's a horror type thing. But the thing I've always said about the Birds that gets me, I saw that on the big screen. They brought that back. The problem with the Birds that I have is, again, I always have to preface it. I'm sorry that I like character development. I
Mm,
insist on characters, and I insist on character development, taking the time to know people. But that goes too far. it really is a long time before the birds attack in that movie. Once they do, once things
Right.
start happening, I like it. But they spend too much time with I forget the name, Tippy Hedren and I forget the guy's
Yeah.
name, Robert Taylor,
Yeah, Robert
maybe.
Taylor's in that.
They just spend too much time getting acquainted and trying to dating and whatever or trying to like meet each other. But
Yeah.
The best
There's a
part of that
few.
film for me is Suzanne Pleshette.
Yeah. There's a few hard watches for Hitchcock. The one with Paul Newman too is another hard watch as well.
Yeah,
And I
what's that
love
one?
Paul
yeah.
Newman.
Is that
Um,
is that Marnie?
no, that's Sean Connery. That's the one that's
Okay, then I get them confused. There's two that I
yeah.
only seen like once because Torn Curtain.
Torn Curtain. There you go. Yeah.
Anthony's here. He says he likes
Hey,
Rear
Anthony.
Window,
Yeah, Rear
Psycho, and The
Window I
Birds.
think
Good.
is his best film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I also
But
like his
Frenzy, I
other
do.
films that people like. The Trouble with Harry and Rope are two of my favorites, and people
Yeah.
don't usually count them very high. But I think
Yeah,
No, they don't.
I thought Rope was pretty good.
and
It,
Spellbound is another one of my favorites that people
Hmm.
kind of dismiss.
Oh, if you
it
go by the early ones, yeah, with Spellbound and then Rebecca, I think are really good.
it
Well,
most certainly was Robert
Spellbound,
Taylor in with what we were talking about the birds with that one, Robert Taylor.
um, Spellbound, for years we didn't see the original print. They had to restore it because the amazing
Hmm.
thing about Spellbound at the very end, not to give it away, but somebody shoots themselves in the head and you see the position of the gun flip around and then it fires and the screen goes red. But you didn't see
Hmm.
that, we saw it in black and white for years. Its screen just goes
Right.
black basically. And it's a very different thing when the screen goes red. In a
So
black and white film.
I don't. It's funny. A lot of times I have the Hitchcock TV show on, but I just use it to just close my eyes to. I don't usually pay attention to it. It's on at like 1 o'clock in the morning over here. So,
So it was Rod Taylor for the Birds.
oh, Rod
The
Taylor. I'm
actor.
sorry, Rod
Yeah.
Taylor. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I don't. The same guy
I'm
that
they
did the
going
Time
Robert
Machine.
Taylor, Robert
That's all
Taylor.
I know.
Yeah, we were
It's the
talking
same
about
guy
the
that did the
one
Time
for.
Machine.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's all
Okay.
I know.
Yeah. See, that's what you get when you got a bunch of old people up on here
But it wasn't Sean
talking.
Connery, so that's the main thing.
No.
That we
That's all I'll
know.
say.
It
Thanks.
wasn't
Now
Sean
it's a good
Connery.
time to end. No, seriously, we only wanted to do about an hour, so we were there. So then we could do it next
Wow.
time, and it'll be fresh next time, and we won't ask all our movie questions this time. Plus, I have to eat dinner. I did two shows. I did a Paul McCartney related show, and now I did this. So thanks, guys, as always. Uh, you know, and
Thank
come back,
you.
everybody. Subscribe to
Yeah.
this channel if you haven't already. Who knows? Maybe I'll put a video up one of these days, and you know, and get this thing really, really rolling. It's just harder to talk about movies than it
Yeah.
is for me with Beatles. I don't know. It's just a
Maybe
yeah.
once I get mine going, it'll light a spark on
Well, yeah,
maybe
yes,
get your
it definitely will. By the time you have
yeah.
a channel, I don't know when that'll be. But I was going to
I'm
ask you
hoping
about it.
I'm hoping this month. Hoping this month.
uh, all
Yeah.
right, everybody. Thanks. See you soon.
Bye.
Everyone.
Whoops.